ready to add some serious...
They messed my other video up. These whores. So I want to make sure that we redo this the right way. And y'all already know these whores are always messing with me. And they always bombard us with this stupid ass commercials. Y'all already know these whores are always messing with me. And they always... So let's go ahead and watch these whores lie some more.
Because of a little-known legal doctrine. Or is that shield sometimes more like a loophole? Our cover story is from senior contributor Ted Koppel.
This is a 911 audio recording of an eyewitness to an arrest.
I don't know if these are undercover officers that are on top of this man, but this man is saying, call the police.
This phone call was clearly made before the video was shot.
So I don't know what's going on, but they're beating him up. They're literally assaulting him.
The guys on top are, in fact, undercover cops. The shirtless guy is a criminal suspect. Emphasize suspect. This was back in 2014 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. James King just had the stuffing knocked out of him because he bit one of the cops.
I bit the officer on the arm because he put me in a chokehold and I blacked out. And when I came to, that was the only thing I could do to save my life at the time.
And then what happened?
He let go eventually, but then he proceeded to punch me in the head until I couldn't move anymore.
Which brings us to what may be the central argument for a legal doctrine known as qualified immunity. You don't want law enforcement officers taking down a potentially dangerous suspect, worrying about the possibility of a civil lawsuit. I'll let Jack Collins explain. He was general counsel for the Massachusetts Chiefs of Police Association for more than 40 years.
It comes down to police officers say, tell me why it is that I have to make this quick decision, use the best information I have, and if later on somebody finds that I made a mistake, I may lose my house, my pension.
James King and the actual suspect didn't really look much alike, but, well, mistakes do happen.
I didn't make it more than 5 steps and I was tackled.
James can tell you all about that. He was working 2 jobs back in 2014 and was on his way from one to the other.
2 gentlemen, scruffy-looking guys, backwards ball caps, came up to me and said, "Hey, who are you?" And I said, "Hey, I'm James. What's up? What's going on?" And the first guy asked, "Is that your real name?" I said, "Well, yeah, of course that's my real name." And the other guy stole my wallet out of my pocket.
James confirms that they had badges around their necks, but he thought they were fake. Police say they were checking for his ID when one of them took his wallet.
That was the moment where I thought I was being mugged, and I turned to run, and a fight ensued, and I started to yell for the police.
But as a consequence of your fighting back against what you think is a mugging, you are now accused of assaulting a police officer.
I did for 9 months, felt like I was living in a nightmare and unsure of whether or not I was going to go to prison for a crime that I didn't commit.
James King was lucky, even luckier, he says, because he is white.
My criminal trial attorney, one of the first things he said to me after I told him what happened, he looked me in the eyes and he said, "If you were black, they would have killed you." I knew he meant it, and that has always stuck with me.
So, to repeat, James was lucky. A, because he's not dead, and B, after legal proceedings that dragged on for many months, a jury found him not guilty of assaulting a police officer.
When I spoke with my criminal attorney, he told me this thing happens more than you would hope, and most of the people that try to fight these things don't win. Many people that have had happen to them what happened to me, they're in jail right now or worse.
But what about the arrest that set all of this in motion? Couldn't James sue law enforcement for damages? Well, he could, and he did. And attorneys for the cops invoked qualified immunity. Jack Collins provides legal advice to police agencies.
Most cops, quite frankly, don't think about qualified immunity. They have no idea what it's about, and they just know that basically, by and large, when I make a mistake, I'm not going to get sued and have my house taken.
And in fact, in James King's case, a district court determined that the officers were entitled to qualified immunity because, given the circumstances, their actions were reasonable. That decision was appealed and overturned. The case is now awaiting further action from the Supreme Court. Again, this has been going on for 6 years. Shanice West's case has been going on just about that long. Several years back, she returned to the house she was renting near Boise, Idaho, to find the police waiting.
They let me know they were looking for a suspect, Fabian Salinas, which is my children's father. I had let them know that he was there earlier grabbing his belongings.
Where's Fabian? Is he inside? Might or yes.
But that I was unsure if he was in the home at the time. They then asked me if they could enter the home to get Fabian.
Shanice, let me ask you this. Do we have your permission to get inside your house and apprehend him?
They threatened me, saying that I can be charged with felony harboring a fugitive.
Let me tell you this, kid. He's got a felony warrant for his arrest. If you harbor him, you're going to go to jail for felony harboring.
What?
You told him yes and gave him the keys.
Yes.
But instead of opening the door and perhaps risking the life of a police officer, they called the SWAT team. And what did the SWAT team ultimately do?
They shot tear gas into my home through the front and also the back of the home. They destroyed windows, doors. An officer fell through a crawl space. They just ransacked my home and destroyed it and left it.
Police could have used the key, but in fairness, though the suspect they were looking for wasn't in the house, there was a dog, so police did hear movement. Shanice, meanwhile, was homeless.
We stayed at my grandmother's for 2 weeks, and then from there we were kind of just with family members from couch to couch.
Shanice sued, and police invoked qualified immunity. Their argument has a certain bizarre poetry to it. By giving police the keys to her house, Shanice, in effect, consented to whatever action police took to search the house for the suspect. The lower court wasn't buying that argument, but an appeals court did.
Did defendants exceed the scope of consent by using tear gas and causing damage to plaintiff's property? The answer to that question is no.
The Supreme Court has declined to hear the case, so Shanice, it appears, is out of legal options and out of luck. Confusing and sometimes infuriating. UCLA law professor Joanna Schwartz would argue that qualified immunity is also unnecessary.
When I looked at almost 1,200 cases that were filed around the country, I found that a small proportion of those cases, less than 4%, were actually dismissed because of qualified immunity.
Qualified immunity flips the usual way of thinking about things on its head.
That's attorney Robert McNamara. He's at the Institute for Justice, a nonprofit law firm that represented Shanice West and James King. Qualified immunity, he explains, can also apply when there is no previous court ruling on a case exactly like the one you're arguing.
What that means is that government officials have free rein to violate your rights as long as they manage to violate your rights in a way that nobody ever thought of before.
So George Floyd's family, for example, if they were to ask for any damages from the city, in theory at least, qualified immunity could be invoked.
That's absolutely right. The question asked in that case will not be whether it was right or wrong for those officers to act as they did. The question, as odious as it seems, is actually going to be, for purposes of qualified immunity, whether the jurisdiction already has cases about kneeling on someone's neck, and exactly how many seconds did the officer in that earlier case kneel on someone's neck.
That's one enormously powerful argument against qualified immunity. Call it the outrage argument. But more to the point, If George Floyd's family gets a large financial settlement, it most likely won't be the individual cops who pay. Qualified immunity, says Professor Schwartz, isn't necessary to protect the police.
Union officials and other defenders of qualified immunity use two talking points repeatedly in defending the doctrine: that officers will be bankrupted if qualified immunity goes away, and that good officers who make reasonable mistakes will be found liable. And neither of those things are true, because officers virtually never pay as a consequence of indemnification agreements.
Case in point. Earlier this month, the city of Louisville, Kentucky agreed to pay $12 million to the family of Breonna Taylor, who was shot and killed by police in her home. None of that money will be paid by the officers involved.
Now, can y'all imagine the bullshit? Let's talk about these things that they don't want to talk about. And you see how they word shit? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on it because they've been messing with my mic. They're always messing with me. I don't even be on here like that. However, they love to suppress. They love to try to wear you out. They love to try to steal your energy and your frequency when you're trying to tell these stinkers about themselves. Let's talk about this because, like, the shit that they do to people individually, when are they going to take full responsibility for their own actions? They need to be held accountable. And it didn't matter if it broke them. Why would you assume that they will go broke? Because they're gonna keep doing what they doing. Let's talk about all these motherfuckers that apply to be police officers to just be abusers. You understand me? These motherfuckers, they go to work wishing they can choke a fucking black man or smack a black woman up. Can you imagine that? And the bootlickers, that makes it even worse because it's like, how can you even be a black man to work in an environment like this? Sometimes we have to learn how to deport, and we are our own problem. Damn, we are our own problem. We are our own problem because we, instead of creating our own jobs and creating our own stuff, our own environment, we're afraid to come out of Babylon. That's crazy, And when people be like Babylon is a system. Babylon is a system, that was created to look so good, and like the American fake ass dream. That's really a nightmare. The American dream. Get the fuck on with that shit, y'all. Let's talk about the abuse. Let's talk about what I want to get into is 1 second here. Let's talk about these things real quick because I want to make something very clear. Uh-oh. I know I have it. Let's type it in. Your browser is having trouble. Why? Why all of a sudden? Wait, give me a break. Let's talk about these things. I need to talk about these things. In fact, since I can't get it like that in the browser, no, I should be able to get it because it's right here. Okay. Let's get it. I'm gonna get it right now. I could just share the screen. We're gonna talk about this real quick, and we're gonna dive right into this because this couldn't have been a perfect, better time to talk about these things. I should have known better. Uh, what is this? Once act up. No, it really does. Like it's freaking me out. Let me see something here. Let's go over here. Add to. Add to. We're gonna get this open with no yeah. You know what? Let's do it like this. How about yes? I'm thinking fast. Okay. So cool. So we just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna have to. I had to. I didn't want to, but I had to. So uh wait. Hold up. Hold up. See, this is doing too much for me. It's acting up. I don't know why. Like, can a sister live? Jeez. Let's see what's this. What's this? What's this? What's this? Oh, they play too freaking damn much for me. This is beginning to be too much for me. Um, Where is my shit? Why is this going on? This shit is playing games. But I swear I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right now. Anyway, I'll show you. I'm gonna get this shit right now. Um, Fucking bullshit. Well, you know what? We're just gonna do it like this for now. No. What the fuck is going on? No. Something. You know what? Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm not gonna stop until I get it. I'm gonna keep going and going and going. Let's see here. Oh, that's why. That's why. That's why. That's why. Okay, I get it now. All right. So we're gonna do it like. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. I'm definitely gonna show this because I think that is so important. There's so many occults that come with this garbage ass shit, especially this one. So, okay, so I'm just gonna screenshot it like that. Get this shit out of here. You know I'm tripping. All right, so let's screenshot this shit. Not screenshot. Share the screen. Screen share. Shit. Is it this one or this one? More than okay, yeah, it's this one then. See. All right. So what we have here, okay, I don't know if y'all could quite see that shit, but in here, okay, if we make it bigger, right? If we make it bigger, let me make sure y'all can hear me. Testing, testing, one, right? 2, 3. Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me. Make it bigger. Let me make sure y'all. Okay. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so on here, it's a man with a whip. If you look on the clothes and on the badge, all right, you see what they're aiming for, okay? Their badges and their clothes speak for itself. If you look on the symbolisms of the clothing of the police officers, see, they already a code. They already figured this shit out. You know, when you come in as a rookie, man, they let you go through your shit, man. They don't care. But when you work your way to the top, can you imagine the possessiveness of this thrive and this occult? All the blood they have to deal with, all the horrors they have to deal with, all the curses this job comes with. Who the fuck wouldn't become possessed? But it's in their nature. Come on now, we're gonna be deep. This is church up in here. Something that your pastor pork chop should be telling you. But they're not gonna tell you about these things. They're just gonna okay, good. Good. They're just gonna they're not gonna tell you about these things. They're just gonna okay. I'm just making sure my shit's still working, because when they get to the juicy part, that's when they want to mess with you. You feel me? So when you look at these badges on their clothing, you indeed see, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that by itself. We're gonna go through the badges and the symbolisms of these pigs from hell, if you will. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see that? You see the scale? You see the balance? The good cop, the bad cop. The bad cop got that whip for your ass. And I get it now. These hunkies, these Gentiles, these beasts of the field are the convictor of your souls indeed. Baby, they will tell your ass in a minute, and they know you better than you. That's the shit I want you to pay attention to. But see, since you don't know your motherfucking selves, you can't even identify these motherfucking pigs. You can't even discern what these motherfuckers know and how deep this shit is. And you motherfuckers claim to be real and motherfucking woke. Y'all get the fuck on. Y'all make me sick sometimes. But I love y'all. From a motherfucking distance, indeed. Because y'all crazy as I don't even know what. But y'all be paying attention to the real deep shit. Y'all are deep folks. I mean deep to the core. It's so fucking deep to the core. Like, sometimes I cry. I cry because to know the shit that I know, it ain't easy. Man, damn it, it ain't easy, man. My heart screams and cries. Let me tell you shit. This shit come with fucking tears. This nose, these nose and this woke shit come with fire in my tears. You want some church up in here? I'll give you high vibrations. Motherfucker, I'll shake your fucking bones up, bitch. Get the fuck away from me. And these the motherfuckers like me that they are frightened of. Bitch, cause if I fucking see you, bitch, I know my motherfucker and get the fuck away from me. Fuck your setups. Bitch, I am the power to be. Get the fuck away from me. You feel me? I shakes this motherfucking earth with my tears. Bitch, when I cry, you shake. Bitch, make me cry. Bitch, you gonna shake. My cry come with shakes. Vibration, hot in the motherfucker. This great AM. I've been up. How I'm washing clothes. This is my second video. And I'm glad that it is because it got me fired up. I was just sitting there, but you know what? I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger than you too. I will fucking shake this earth with my cries, you hear me? When I cry, you shake. Now when I look at these fucking pigs, and I see, it's like, can you imagine how many of these whores went and got one of these jobs just to be abusive? Just to pull up on your ass and howdy beat you. And then they're gonna sit there and say, oh, she talking too much. Bitch, get the fuck away from me. Get the in your motherfucking mind, bitch, get the fuck away from me. Bitch, I'm in your mind. I'm in your mind. Get the fuck away from me. And this is what it looks like to shake the fucking earth in your brain, bitch. Fearless. Fearless. As I walk through the valley of the shadow. Now here's the abuse and their symbolisms. And their symbolisms and those symbols, their symbols is straight up fucking abuse. They're letting you know who the fuck they are through the clothing that they wear. Talking about a whip with a cowboy hat and a scale like they the justice. You the unjust. You are. Man, we in hijack city. You understand me? They're new hijack city. They made movies. They told your crazy asses, but you so blind. Nine, 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 nine. Oh, we on high vibration. We on high vibration. High vibrations are saying. Ain't no fear but fear. So if you create fear, if you walk in fear, get the fuck away from me. Let me tell you what these pigs finna do. Let me tell you how they're gonna run up. Now they're trying to downsize everything because they're gonna send some new squad up in these project buildings to come and oppress and start pulling people out their houses. And see, it's always gonna be a newer squad. See, they're gonna elevate themselves. They're gonna escalate. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. You understand me? And the reason why I say this is because they are the devil. They feel like they are they. When you notice the enemy, they play the convictor of you. So I want you to every time when you come in the presence of this negativity, what this is all based upon, slavery in blue. Okay, I want you to, when you see somebody dressed in blue, I want you to think of the good old days of when they hijacked the land and how everybody became $5 Indians and the Negroes was never free, and they stole this identity and so forth. And fast forward, and what they always fighting for and why they hate you so much, because they know this is your land. They know they are the invaders. They know their time and a half is up. Y'all want some church up in here? I'm gonna give you some high vibration. They scared of people who know the truth, because if you know the truth, then you know your power. They're not worried about the little minions. They're worried about the one or two or the three. Like the three, it's only gonna be a couple of them that gonna come. They're gonna shake this earth when they do come. You ain't gonna see because it's gonna happen so fast. They're busy trying to get up in Antarctica, getting lasered up. There's different species on this earth, y'all. We live amongst other creatures. You understand me? We live amongst other things. Now, as a collective consciousness, you got all planets trying to fight against these beasts of the field. These motherfuckers are everywhere in the universe, suppressing, oppressing. And that's why, man, listen, something greater is happening. Something greater is happening to them. They're falling. They're falling apart. They're being exposed. These are the masters with the whips in blue. You understand? These signals on these clothings, these badges alone. So for black men and a so-called Latin, because listen, I'm tired. Look, they conquered, they separated us. You black or white, or you have your mulatto, and mulattoes come in different flavors. You understand? You have different hybrids on this earth right now. There really are different hybrids on this earth. The DNA has been so tampered. And stay tuned for that show this evening. And let me write it down. We're gonna talk about hybrids. Hybrids. We're gonna come back with that. Hybrids, okay? On this earth, mixed with clones, mixed with different things of that nature, and different species. Different species. I mean, like, we all blend in. Like, this is an earth filled with things. There's a lot of things that you were never taught. Even so much even about the firmament, you know, and the firmament story and then how they jacked your ass up thinking that Egypt is all the way in Africa. And when you come to see the Grand Canyon, look at the Grand Canyon for real. Look at all these great places right here in America that they hide in front of your face. Grand Canyon and what are those great rocks? Where are the heads to those rocks? What is Grand Canyon for real? So they are liars. We have to remember that everything that they have destroyed, they shifted to the other side of the earth. They swamped everything with the identities. They've done so much damage to whitewash. They've gained so much by doing so. They've rocked your ass to sleep in a coma with different numerous religions. They seen the first religion came about. They said, well, hell, we gonna create this shit in numerous ways. We need the earth. We need the whole earth to drink of this wine, this poison real quick. So like that we can send out this sleeping stupor and we can enrich ourselves and enlarge our everything, and they can decay and we can use them as slaves and do whatever we want to do to them and so forth. Let's talk about these things, but not right now so much, because I think I said enough. I have said enough for this video, and it will speak for itself. Maybe this will make you think. The symbols on these badges, on these clothing, what do they really signify? Who are they benefiting? Why does this badge symbolize a man with a hat and a whip? Okay? If you look at the symbolisms, then you will know who your enemy is. You will know that your tax dollars is paying for your very own demise. You will believe that you will know that even with the, I want when you think of real salvation, I want you to think of your world and your life with self-government, without these creatures hovering over you. Imagine if the Most High just made them go away and just we didn't have this behavior no more. Like if everything was just without them governing this land and all the evil just gone, boom, wiped off the face of the earth, and everything would just be nothing but one collective consciousness on a one level, on a one, no more oppressors ruling over us. We don't need a king, when we have the mighty most high, when with the Lord's statutes and the Lord's statutes and commandments comes with self-discipline. It comes with 613 laws, if you will. It comes with a lifestyle that is so pure. It is so abundance within itself. It is so self uh, 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 beneficial because it's obedience within yourself to live a good life in harmony. So if you live in righteous, why would you need police to police you? If we're doing the right thing as human beings and just living in a one collective consciousness, a one unity, a one positive, no negative, no evil, no evil, no evil. That's the balance, good and bad, right? Good and bad, right? So, but what would it take to get rid of the bad? It all starts with us being diligent, vigilant, coming out of this Babylon. See, these badges signify Babylon. This is a system. It's called Babylon. Babylon the Great is currently fallen. This whore is in the process of collapsing, and these monsters are on their way for a hike all the way to hell. Everything they have done on the face of this earth, now you got a lot of good people in there, see? I want to stop and I want to take a minute and I want to say to my brothers and sisters that have a heart to serve as a good Sumerian, as a good candidate, as a good law-abiding citizen, as a good independent thinker, as a good critical thinker, as a good human being, as a good person that went to go and then you want to do something for your community. But we have to think again, the hierarchies that controls this is nothing more led and is a big old devil within itself. Big old evil monster within itself. The same whores that claim to be the saviors are the same evil doers, the killers, the destroyers, the thieves. And they use these cover-ups, these clothings and these guns and these things that come with this nature does not give another human animal rights over you, if you will. I don't care if you assault as a police officer, you have no right to put your fucking hands on anyone, let alone killing them on live TV, maliciously lynching, whatever the fuck, choked to death. Bitch, you did that shit because you hate us, bitch. And guess what? We hate you too. It is a motherfucking hate balance. Bitch, you hate us, we hate you back. Bitch, you love us, then we love you from a motherfucking distance. But you bitches have done so much damage. It's gonna take a whole new you motherfuckers are gonna have to go away for a lifetime to ever forget that you motherfuckers have ever exist. All the damage. And you know what? Behind these badges comes a lot of dirt. You know that? Because the bad motherfuckers, guess what they out? These whores are out there doing human trafficking, hiding all the crimes. They are the crimes. They move and push all the, sweep all the garbage underneath the rug, all the things that the Nancy Pelosi's and the fucking Chuck Schumers and the fucking Del Blasio's and the Cuomo's and those whores, those fucking whores that are connected, to these motherfuckers in the insides and the outsides, and it's a one big old body of evil, one big devil. And I want you to know that this system is what keeps your ass as a slave. This fuck system right here. I want you to imagine this earth without them. Because they create the fuck shit. They are the true, and it's one big corporate, if you will. They come with fuck shit. Imagine this whole system gone, them destroyed, burnt in hell forever. Boom, that's true salvation. And they never get. No one has to rule over nobody because no one needs this bullshit. They create man poverty. Okay, they create poverty. They create. They destroy the minds of many. They separate it. They conquer. They integrate. They to a degree. They do what they want to do. They let's talk about everything is done by design. Yes. What you think they pay architects for? Why you think an architect, a art, uh, one of them motherfuckers, they get paid so much money because they get to sketch out the best. Babylon is a motherfucker. Okay, if you're looking for, ain't nothing more horror than New York City. Okay, New York City to the point where they have a system where they are going to. That's all these sanctuary cities with projects and buildings. Can you imagine the plans that they have set up to destroy? And you know when you know what you know and you see through it. I mean, like, these are invaders. These are the ancestors of invaders. These are destroyers. These are when they are home in their houses and they're raising their children. You know, they are really, really doing raising their children to be cocky, uh, white privilege, and they taught races around their children. And when their children have a chance, they do it with their friends because that's what they see around their families. Like you as a person, black, color, whatever, you can be in their presence and they can help, make you feel good, like you belong in your unity, but behind that motherfucker, they already killed your ass. You understand? So they know, they know. But then you got the next generation that, the Beckys and the Karens, the young ones, the Tylers and the Brandons, that want to fit in so bad, and they just can't help themselves because they love rap music, you know. And you got these fucking Kaylas, they always want to act like black girls to the fucking core. I mean, to the max, baby. To the max, where they always have to impersonate some black girl behaving ratchet, and it just fucking. This is the shit that's going on in this world. And even white gay men, LGBT men, when they get to acting like black women, it's like everyone is always trying to destroy the black woman's image, and it fucks me up and it pisses me off to the core because you can't just do that to the queen. Y'all got this whole shit fucked up, you know? And yeah, they mix it up with languages and shit like that. But listen, the truth of the matter is, there's black, there's white, then you have mix. And the mixing can be a problem. Because if you got have creatures in your family, and then you got both shit going on both sides, you could be emotionally attached. See, with some of us as mixed, we didn't have that privilege, they're like, bitch, you do not look like us. Bitch, you might as well go over there with your black family. It didn't matter what language they speak. Bitch, you look like them black motherfuckers. Bitch, you better get the fuck on with them. Okay? It's what I experienced, and I'm cool with that. I'm fucking cool with that, when your own white grandmother could just be like, nigger, blackie, Brillo head, and call you all this fuck shit in your face, and or while you growing up, and treat you like shit, and just fuck with your emotions. And I was cool with that. That's why I left them whores right there, and I went to go be with my black family. It didn't matter, you know. You just gotta pretty much do what you gotta do, And in this world, you know, you could try to stand with them all you want, bitch. You don't fit in. You just don't fit in. So I want to tell my brothers and sisters that even contemplate, and because you see some of these, you even see some of these African chicks, right? African Trump supporters, women, young ladies, if you will. There's this one. Sometimes I have to crack up, but sometimes I cry. I'm like, girl, y'all is crazy. How can you not be a part of the revolution in your own country right now? You worried about trying to be American. America's fucking falling apart. Africa is getting ready to take off, but see, they don't want that. They need Africa. See, if Africa takes Africa back, and Africa will stop fucking taking stupid loans from China, fake ass loans, and being stuck to pay something that they really don't need because they don't know how to utilize their own natural resources. So China takes advantage of that. China will come in and just take the ports. Now, when you start taking the ports, hold up. That means you're controlling the economy. That means you're controlling the land. Like China is literally trying to steal Africa. I don't know how far this is going to get, but I know it's getting ready to get ugly. It's getting ready to get ugly to a point where all black people is getting ready to fuck shit up because they keep trying to make it seem like Asians is the big talk of the day. I'm not playing with motherfuckers out here. I'm not playing with your mind. And I'm gonna have to call at Chalati. You have a lot of GoFundMe's. You have a lot of GoFundMe's going on. I'm like, these people, young people, are just kicking your people out of chairs. We're gonna have to talk about this, because as far as I'm concerned, that could have been you pretending to be something. You know what I mean? And then making money off of this. So this is the fuck shit that we dealing with out here. This is what we dealing with out here. And I'm just so sick and tired of it. I really am. And I'm glad that I got on here to say a few things. They just don't get it. But we're gonna learn today, right? I gotta make sure that I gotta make sure that I'm good. That I'm good and shit like that. Let me see. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm still on. Okay. So, but anyhow, we are trying to make sense of all this, and let me tell you people something. What it's all about, what it really all boils down to is that these invaders, they're still stealing people's lands. They still in 2021 in their fake ass time, in their fake ass calendar, which is their time is up, is still enslaving black people on all continents. It didn't matter. Okay? Because this, in all reality, in Americas, is a continent. Okay? Before they got here, it was called the colonies, right? The colonies. Like, we have to understand that we're dealing with invaders. They fighting for democracy that they created off of stealing land, off of broken treaties. They're a fucking corporate, a nightmare that keeps creating fucking corporate stupid shit. And all they do is print fake ass money in the name of Federal Reserve. These fucking fake fraud ass bitches that claim collateral over us. See, this is where we have to fucking realize that fuck this matrix. I am a body in the living land. Fuck this motherfucking system. It is my God-given right. I do not belong in your illusion. So I claim victory. Death over bondage. I don't care. Now, since I'm free, all I could do is pray for my sisters and brothers to be free in their mind first. But you got to know what you're being free from. Well, it's not hard because since you didn't know, they call stealing land war. Okay? Let me help you make sense of this. These fake wars, what they do with these fake wars is they are really stealing land. They're just stealing land. Nothing here to see. Help me make sense of that. I want you to go do your homework. I'm just here to make you think. I'm not here to infringe on your free will, your free thinking. But I am here to say and sound your alarm because it's a war for your mind, first of all. So mind to mind. I'm not talking about the worldly things. Mind to mind. Iron sharpens iron is where we at pretty much. Human rights right now is pretty much where we at. To the point where I force these bitches to argue over human rights. Bitch, we gonna talk about human rights. So China, who the fuck you fooling? Stop playing. And they be in Africa trying to do what the white man does over here to our sisters and brothers over there. So shut the fuck up. We see you motherfuckers. It's just the motherfuckers that are out here doing the most and they just distracted. They're not saying what I'm saying, bitch, but there's always gonna be that one, and that's I. Period. It only take one high vibration. And only take one motherfucker, the right motherfucker to hear me, to say what I'm saying. When they figure it out, we're dealing with invaders. And I don't give a fuck if you think you're indentured servitude. When y'all come here and y'all want to be treated better than no. First of all, slavery, chains and bondages is coming off. I claim that. I speak life over that. Breaking chains and bondages off the necks of the children of the Almighty. Now we're gonna get deep. You are not to touch the children of the Almighty anymore. Period. You don't have that authority anymore. That part. The Almighty. The oneness. As a collective consciousness. Positive. Love wins. Light at the speed of light, faster than a so-called satellite rocket, wins. Love at the speed of light, faster than a satellite rocket, wins. That's all I'm going to say. Power to the people for real. I speak life over that. Stay blissful and blossom. Like, share, subscribe. It's me, your girl. I got to go.